Hi everybody, Brandy here. I am going to start over with Roam research, and this will be officially our first day of the video series. So let's take a look here. I wanted to just point one thing out before I get started. I'm inside of Roam research. I actually have two graphs. I have Brandy's Z, which is my Zettelkasten. And if you haven't read my article yet on creating a Zettelkasten, please do that in my LinkedIn blog. And then the second one is a specific project that I'm working on, which many of you are probably working on too, and that is the CPTD certification. So that's a specific project I have inside of this graph. So I'm going to open that one up. And it opens up to today, which are just some notes that you'll notice that I had taken today. But what I'm going to do is we're going to dive deeper, and I'm going to show you how to create a page inside of your own Roam research. Let's take a look at those pages. So let's start at the TD box. This is basically the starting place that I created where I went in and said, okay, these are the things that I need to learn in order to pass the certification test. And this is directly taken from the TD box because I actually have pulled down information and I'm saving it inside of here and connecting it to other information. I have begun in the second domain, and today we're going to really just dig into some information that I just created around qualification programs. I'm going to add a page to that document, and then I'm going to show you how I put the information in. So if you come down here to Leadership and Career Development 2.6, the new page that I'm going to add is this 2.6b, Knowledge of How to Develop and Implement Qualification Programs. It's quite simple to create a new page. You highlight over the page that you're going to create, and then you hit the bracket bar on your computer twice. You'll notice here that a little area comes up down here. Once I click it and click out of it, it makes a new page of information that is now linked. If I want to get to that page to add information, I simply link on it here, and then I can begin writing or putting in my information in this area that says Start Writing up above. You'll notice there's one linked reference, and it came directly from 2.6b, the Knowledge of How to Develop and Implement Programs out of Leadership Development, out of the TBOC reference. So I'm going to come up here right now. I've already taken some notes around this. So I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste as plain text. Once I do that, I have all of the notes that I have taken around this area. And basically, I just looked at the 4 different types of qualification programs. You can clean these notes up if you want to a little bit, and it's just as simple as going in and clicking in front of the one and tabbing over. So here's your qualification program, and I've got this one. Here's the second piece of information under qualification program. So I'm going to line up those 2's. I'm going to line up these A's and just put in a little bit more information here and just make sure that it is completely aligned the way that I want it. Okay, all of my information is now aligned. Everybody's process is different, and I take a second step in my process. What I do is I put mine into a mind map format. So I have the information in here, and I've also created a mind map so I can then begin to create brain tapes that go along with my learning. Let me show you what that mind map would look like. Here is a peek into my mind map. And you'll see here that I've got the mind map, terminology and requirements, and then if I come up here, I have those 4 basic qualification programs: the general qualification, the certificate, the assessment-based certificate, and the certification. What I've done is I've gone in and I've put in some information that's really important to me in these areas, and I've done certain call-outs so I can give additional information where necessary. I go in and I highlight words that I think are important to make the learning more sticky, making sure that every word that I choose is not something that I simply copy and paste, but I've rewritten it and put it into my own words. I also add in icons if I want to make the learning even more sticky. So once I've done that, then what I do is I create a brain tape. And what I do is I go in and I record myself speaking through the mind map. You have a couple options. If you don't want to take the step of mind mapping, that's completely up to you. You can just as easily go into your information. If you're an auditory learner, only if you're an auditory learner, really, you can go into your information here and then you can just begin reading. And so my brain tape might sound something like 2.6b, Knowledge of How to Develop and Implement Qualification Programs, Terminology and Requirements. The first is a qualification program. Qualification is determined based on achieving narrowly defined content with specific learning objectives and measured by an assessment. It's important to identify competencies that must be mastered to ensure employees have skills and knowledge to perform specific tasks. So basically, I am just using a calming voice and I am giving myself the information that I need. I love to sleep. And while I sleep, I listen to these brain tapes and it just goes into my subconscious mind. So let me share with you what that looks like and how I organize those. Once I've gone through, and I can either do it with the mind map or I can do it directly here from the Roam database, I will use Screencast-O-Matic, what I'm using here, and I will record that and watch it. And then what I would do is I would upload that into an unlisted YouTube video. Let me show you what that looks like. Here's the recent video that I created to go along with this, and you'll notice here that I have the video and the terminology and requirements that I'm going to speak to are right over here. What I will do next is once I find that video, I'm going to add it to my playlist. And so I go over to the Save button down below, and I already have it added to my CPTD brain tapes, and I just simply press Save. Then what I do in the evenings is I will go to my CPTD playlist. Let me show you where that is. I have that playlist here, the CPTD brain tapes. I've got all of my list of tapes. I simply press play all. Sometimes I will go in and shuffle the play so I can just listen to them randomly throughout the evening. I hope this is helpful and I look forward to talking to you tomorrow for our next video series, using Roam to be successful on the CPTD certification. Bye for now.